The Bod, everybody. From 12 to 1 Insider Talk on Sundays. And, yeah, I know you're focusing on Jefferson City up here. It's the big Michael Brown video documentary story that we're dealing with.
It's interesting that the timing of the big Michael Brown video story came out, Jamie, because, there's the mayoral election in Ferguson on April the 4th.
Oh.
Yeah. Mayor Knowles, who is the mayor of Ferguson and was the mayor at the time of the shooting, has a challenge. Ella Jones is a councilwoman, an African-American councilwoman from the Ferguson Council who's challenging him on the April 4th ballot. So Ferguson will obviously be back in the news because of this documentary and the video and the mayoral race coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's interesting. And again, obviously there's going to be trouble up there again as a result of this. Already it's begun, at the store from last night. So we'll see how that goes. And obviously they're claiming that somehow these things were, that this was kept under wraps and the whole story wasn't told, and that would go back to the chief. And the chief says he's never even seen that video. Chief Jackson. So
what you said a few moments ago rings very, very accurate. That we only know what the authorities have told us or what we're allowed to know, and there's some stuff of this that we just won't ever really know. And I don't think this documentary is going to be able to give us conclusive insights. As you pointed out with the prior guest, what we were told at the time was the officer's initial interaction had nothing to do with anything at the store, but it was just him dictating Mike Brown get off the street.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what relevance this video has to begin with, except that it, was released and kind of colored people's opinions of Michael Brown. But it to our knowledge, it had nothing to do with the actual initial contact with Darren Wilson. So, and
even the Justice Department's investigation never got beyond the fact that you stated that this was an initial approach that had nothing to do with any prior activity at the store.
Yeah. And the video, interesting, the source of the video, it'd be curious to find out what the source of the video was. But supposedly the attorney for the store is going to be releasing the entirety of the video today. So.
Yeah, and something tells me that may just add more confusion, but we shall see.
Yeah, definitely, because then it's in the hands of the media, and they'll use it whatever way they want to use it, obviously, and we understand that. All right, so Governor Greitens and the media, I've been seeing...
And, Jamie, you just mentioned the hands of the media. The question that's out there, Governor Greitens has a particular style that's not unlike the president in that he just doesn't trust the media to tell his narrative of how he wants to govern. So he doesn't really talk to the media, and that's driving the traditional media crazy, the print media anyway.
Yeah, well, so what is wrong with him being at arm's length with the media? I mean, what is the issue here? What are they?
The only issue is that the newspapers, the Post and the Star, have wanted to get interviews with him. They want him to go on record, and he refuses to. This all started, Jamie, with them requesting that he disclose his donors from the election through his inauguration, and he has said he will disclose what is required under the law and no more. And that has caused the media just to begin this conspiracy theory that he just has all these secret donors that they don't fully know about, and they seem to keep wanting to press the issue. The governor has tried to move on to the substantive issues, legislation, building out his cabinet, but every week there seems to be another call from and now there's this joint editorial board request that the governor disclose his donors and tell the Star and the Post exactly who these folks are, or they're going to keep pressing it. It doesn't seem to be getting any traction with Missouri voters, but we'll see.
Right. No. I mean, and the stunt of the dual editorial on the part of two basically dying breeds is not going to further the cause, I got to tell you.
Well, it doesn't seem to be working. There are a series of sunshine requests, but I'm just not sure what the end game is. I think that the most of the voters, whether it's at the national level or even at the state level, have just decided that they're not necessarily interested in whether or not the press gets the narratives they want. I mean, that era just doesn't seem to be right. People seem to be consuming their media information through a lot of alternative sources. The governor has done a lot of sort of pass-around communication through Facebook Live and other social media outlets, which seems to, for Missourians, at least for now, seems to be sufficient to give them the insights that they need on what the governor's doing, and it seems to be working quite well for the president as well in terms of his messaging. So I don't think that the era of a newspaper telling an elected official that they've got to disclose or they better disclose, I think that era is over, and I just think that
yeah.
I don't think the media has gotten the memo yet.
No, there is no end game here, Rod the Bod. It's all designed to hobble the people that they didn't support. And so it doesn't matter whether it's President Trump in D.C. or Governor Greitens. The goal is they lost, and they just want to keep bothering the administrations, and will do so until they get exhausted. But I don't think they're ever going to really truly get exhausted, and I don't think they really care what the public thinks, so they're just going to keep doing what they all think they ought to do, whatever makes them happy. So that's what we're seeing right now.
It seems kind of like then the old adage that the news has become the news itself. Right?
Exactly. And that's why you have this dual editorial, which is a stunt, and it's designed to be. It's like putting your editorial on the front page. They've already tried that, so now they're going to go and do it's a joint editorial by the Kansas City Star and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
It just does not seem like Missourians care. I'll just be frank. I don't see that there's an outcry for this. So eventually, if at some point, I think the media has to accept the fact that people are choosing by their own elected choices to seek their information through non-traditional media sources, and that seems to be the new normal. But maybe I'm wrong.
All together now.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. He doesn't care.
Rod the Bod, always good talking to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
At Rodney Boyd, he's the host of Insider Talk here at FM News Talk 97.1 from 12 to 1 on Sundays. Your phone calls are welcome, 969-9797.